Hi y'all! Happy New Year's Eve. It's about, 7 p.m. here on New Year's Eve. Got a surprise. Just came home from the store picking up some hors d'oeuvre things to take to a party later. And this box was sitting on my doorstep. Now, I was told that this was going to arrive Monday. And then Monday came and it changed to Thursday. And then somehow it's Tuesday and here it is. So, you might notice it's a very large box and it says Firefly. And no, it's not a double neck. That would be an even larger box. But what it is a Flying V, something I've never owned before. Well, let me go a little deep on that. I once owned a Dean Flying V bass, and I once had, was it also a Dean? A Flying V acoustic that was absolutely trash. Got it for $100 from a guy I worked with. Anyway, I always wanted a V, and I saw a white distressed relic, whatever you want to call it, V, and the price was right. It was a Firefly, so I had a pretty good idea it was going to be a good guitar. And well, the funny part about it is, if you've been watching, you know about this. I ordered it on my phone, looking at the tiny screen, not realizing some of the detail, and much to my chagrin. So enough talking about it. Let's get this son of a bitch open, shall we? Let's see what we got here. My last video for this here Firefly SG style baritone, if you watch that, you'll know that I was absolutely blown away. The quality of that thing, the playability, I literally could have taken it out that night and played a gig with it. The stainless steel ball end frets, perfectly dressed, everything about it's great. It's just, I'm really hoping to have a similar experience with this. Yeah, that's a big hunk of styrofoam. Get this out of the way. Yeah, here we go. All right. Oh, where's my, here it is. Kind of excited about this. Of course, who isn't excited about getting a new guitar? I don't care what it is. It's exciting. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Here we go, folks. Moment of truth. Oh, I'm not done yet. I thought I was done, but they taped the ends too. Okay. At least the thorough, I guess. Okay. Sorry about that. Here we go. The ubiquitous crap cable and truss rod adjustment wrench. And here she blows. Like I said, I've never owned a V. Had an Explorer since I was 15. I've never had a V. And I think I've only even played one a couple of times. A friend of mine had one of those Randy Rhoads style Vs. I played that a couple of times, but never as just a standard Flying V. I don't know how it came to be that I never did, but somehow I just never did. So let's see here. First thing we'll notice is that they opted to go with a non-Gibson style headstock that honestly looks very much like a Schecter. Okay, so here we go. Now, what's funny is I got nothing against Metallica. Let me say that first. But me wanting to buy this had nothing in the world to do with Metallica, because I'm really not a fan. I mean, like I said, I got nothing against them, but they're just not my jam. When I was in high school, I was more into punk. And if I did listen to metal, I tended to lean more in the direction of Megadeth. So anyway, what I didn't realize when I was ordering this was that it had this lovely customization in the finish on the front, which would be easy enough to cover up or scrape off. But worse, it has this on the back, which would not have been my choice. I get that they were trying to make it a faithful James Hetfield recreation, I guess. But if they were going to go that faithful, they even made the passive pickups look like active EMGs. They don't say EMG, but they're, you know, flat black plastic covered. The relicing feels kind of cool. We got some, well, the aged tuners, sealed tuners. They aged all the hardware. Yeah, slightly at least. So much to my chagrin, you know, apart from the headstock, they really went out of the way to make this look like James Hetfield's OGV, which for some of you guys out there would be the greatest thing ever because you're huge Metallica fans. Maybe you want something exactly like James played. And, you know, if you could live with the headstock, this might be just the ticket. For me, I'm going to be doing some more scraping, I think, before or sanding before I'm done. Again, if you're a Metallica fan, nothing against it. It's just not what I was hoping for. And I should have looked on my computer rather than at the tiny screen on my phone. You know, I'm going to be 53 in February. I don't see as well as I used to anyway. But here it is. Right off the bat, I can tell you, the neck is a little bit thicker than I would have expected. It's thicker than my genuine Explorer. Not uncomfortable in any way, it's just a little bit thick. Ball end, stainless steel fronts again. They feel perfect. Nothing sharp, nothing to catch. If Phil McKnight was here with his stocking on his hand and did this, it would come out 5 out of 5, likewise with the bridge. Shout out to Phil. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to tune this bad boy up and give you my thoughts and impressions real quick. And not a full, you know, demo, but just my quick impressions and see what it sounds like. And I'll be right back. Alrighty, thanks. So I'm back, tuned the V up, plugged it into the rig of doom and the amp of doom. And initial observations, plays great right out of the box, action's good, tuners feel nice and solid. The frets are a little bit gritty on top, not bad. I mean, I've certainly come across worse. I've come across worse on some name brands that won't be mentioned. But I'm definitely, you know, I'm going to want to put bigger strings on this because that's what I do. And when I do, I've got some fret erasers that I'll use to polish the tops of these frets a bit, and it'll be just fine. I only saw two other videos on YouTube reviewing this, and they were both from the same guy. And his big beef was that he had super scratchy frets that he couldn't live with on one of them. And the other one, they were better, but still bad. I would not call these bad. In fact, these would play in if I didn't want to wait, but I'm impatient. So, yeah. Sounds like the intonation's good on the high 3 strings, a little off on the low ones, but that's easy. Plus, I'll be putting on bigger strings, so who knows what it'll be then. But that's easily enough done. I've been setting up my own guitars now for 25 years or more. I'm liking it. The pickups are not nearly as high output as one would expect for something of this type. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not a super high output pickup kind of guy. I tend to go for lower output pickups, let my pedals and my amp do the work. It seems to me you get more clarity that way. That's just been my experience. Your mileage may vary. But overall, yeah, like I said, apart from a couple of things that I could live without, cosmetically, but easily enough fixed. I'm digging it, and the smooth satin finish feels great in the hand. Designed and backed by who? JSN. I have no idea who JSN is. I've never noticed that before. And that little crackling you're hearing is this cable. I believe this cable came free with the guitar, so what are you going to do? But anyway, no, I'm pleased, and I think, if I recall, the price was $229, maybe $27 for shipping. It feels as good as any Epiphone I've ever laid hands on, and you don't get an Epiphone for anywhere near $229. Yeah, and don't even ask how much a Flying V is from Gibson these days. So yeah, I'm digging it. And for the unnamed viewer who got on and said, I'll stick to my Gibsons and my Epiphones, thank you, be my guest. You're never going to find one for under $200. And I'll tell you right now, you're not going to find an Epiphone that's better than that. Not going to happen. That baritone is sick. And this is not bad at all. This will be just fine. Now I just got to decide whether I'm going to leave it in E standard or have yet another guitar in C sharp standard. I don't know that I need another. I've got 3 at the moment. Guess we'll see. Maybe I'll do have a second guitar in the pentagram tuning. E standard, but with the E dropped all the way down to a B, because that's a fun tuning to use. Just need a big ass, well, E string for lack of a better description. So yeah, that's really interesting. With the pickups turned off, you get a little bit of output and some kind of a vibrato effect. Curious. Well, anyway, have a safe and happy new year. I'll be back on tomorrow. I got the day off. I got a new pedal to review. Eventually I'll get around to doing probably a full demo with this guy. Who knows? We'll see once it's restrung and everything else. Certainly the Doom Metal Starter Kit video is going to be up very soon now, since I've got basically everything I needed together to do it. And I think that'll be a good video. I think it'll be fun. I think a lot of you out there will enjoy that one. So until I see you next, which shouldn't be long, stay cool, stay frosty. Don't take any wooden nickels unless you collect them. Be good to yourself and others. Set up some real nice resolutions for 2025 that you can actually keep. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. But make sure one of those resolutions is that you're going to play your damn guitar.